Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Newsroom series. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Thank you so much for joining us. River State Governor Fubara has dismissed speculation of a rift between him and federal or state lawmakers from the state, insisting that claims of strained relations are unfounded. The governor made the clarification today at the commissioning of the extended and dualized 28.4-kilometer Ahoada-Omoku Road. He said, contrary to insinuations that he was avoiding the lawmakers, arrangements had already been made for a meeting with them and that the plan was for his predecessor and FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, along with elder statesman Ferdinand Alabraba and other leaders, convene the session. Governor Fubara, who announced his defection from the PDP to the APC yesterday, reassured his supporters that his decision to join the APC was not to fulfill a personal ambition but to achieve peace in the state and ensure steady progress. He urged them to remain steadfast, shun divisive politics, and stand by the president and the administration. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party has expressed pity for the governor of River State, Fubara, for defecting to the APC, insisting that his political troubles are self-inflicted, having willingly taken the path that led to his current predicament. The National Publicity Secretary of the party, in a statement, says the Rivers crisis exposes a broken democracy where powerful individuals overpower institutions and use the federal machinery to crush their opponents. The PDP reminds Nigerians that the global community, that with the unrelenting disposition of the ruling party towards the attainment of a one-party state and that the constriction of the political space, democracy is under severe siege in Nigeria, urging everyone to rise to oppose what is described as an ignoble trip towards electoral authoritarianism. The Delta State government says allocating 70% of the proposed 2026 budget to capital expenditure reflects Governor Sheriff Oboreveri's unwavering resolve to fast-track major infrastructure projects across the state. The Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, Mr. Charles Anyagu, stated this while presenting the budget plans of the Ministries of Information and Works to the Delta State House of Assembly's Budget Defense Committee. Appearing with directors and agency heads under his ministry, the Commissioner appealed to the committee to endorse the 3 billion naira provision earmarked for upgrading state-owned broadcast stations and the government's printing press, noting that the funding is crucial to the administration's broader infrastructural vision. Legislators examining the proposal maintain that they intend to scrutinize every detail to guarantee smooth and efficient execution once the budget is approved.
If you also look at this budget, you could see that the governor means a whole lot of business with about 70% of the budget dedicated to the capital side of the budget. That means that a whole number of these challenges you are talking about will also be addressed, because some of these challenges border on what facilities we are providing and how we are going to make them to be able to stand up to the test of time, given the fact that we have now had this legislative support and the political will of His Excellency. I can tell you that a number of these issues, be it power, be it the issue of modern technology, and the issue of training, as very well emphasized by the committee, will be largely addressed. What we are looking at is one single broadcast. We are not looking at where they are going to be disjointed. We want a situation whereby whatever we are hearing as about is what somebody in Warri is hearing. It's one state. We want to be able to use our media houses to unite our people much more.
We are looking at, hearing a better news next year, good news next year, if the state is able to provide that printer, and the state is also able to provide transmitters for the DBS Warri and Asaba. I am sure that our story next year will be completely different from the stories we have always heard, over the years. In the barrister's face, I will see a smile on his face by next year.
You're watching Newsroom series. Just to let you know that we'll be bringing to you coverage of the presentation of the certificate of return to the Ekiti State's governorship candidate of the PDP on our platforms. Now, the Edo State Governor, Monday Okwebolo, has supported bereaved families of 47 civil servants who died while in service in Edo State, with the handing out of checks totaling 200 million naira. The governor also announced educational scholarships to one member from each family, reinforcing his commitment to citizen welfare. The ceremony took place at the Government House in Benin City, marking a significant step forward in the state's partnership with an insurance company to implement the group life insurance scheme. Governor Okwebolo stated that the initiative was rooted in humanity and a sense of responsibility to support families who lost loved ones while serving the state.
Sir, as usual, the people standing before you here, sir, are families of our deceased staff that passed on in active duty. And as a way of compensating the beneficiaries, the state government, in line with the PENFORM Act of 2014, in conjunction with the Edo State Pension Law of 2010 as amended, provide the payment of 3 years gross salary for the deceased beneficiary, enable them move on with life. Like you already know, in the past, Your Excellency, in getting death benefits of our officers that died in acting service was like passing the head of a camel through the eye of a needle. So in order to comb that shortcomings, the state government, in line with the PENCOM Act, now started insuring all Edo State workers. Now, in the advent of death, insurance company takes over the payment of the death benefit.
Let me, first of all, sympathize with those that lost their parents. Painful, but such is life. Everybody must go. And that is why we decide to support you. We stand by you by introducing insurance. The most important thing is for you to get your claims. They are giving you your dividends. My advice is that you should use it well.
The Federal Minister of Works, Engineer David Umahi, has commended the progress of work in the Calabar axis of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway following the quality of work done thus far. Now, speaking in Akpampa local government area of Cross River State, he commended high-tech's deployment of modern equipment and skilled manpower, describing the firm as a strong partner in Nigeria's infrastructural development. According to the minister, the coastal highway will be equipped with CCTV cameras, relief stations, and solar-powered lighting to enhance safety and ensure emergency response times of less than 10 minutes.
This is the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, a major 700-kilometer road project designed to connect Lagos in the southwest to Calabar in Cross River State, south-south Nigeria, passing through several coastal states. Conceived as a modern dual carriageway, the highway aims to strengthen transportation, improve coastal access, and support Nigeria's long-term economic development agenda. The Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, is in Cross River State to inspect the 71.4-kilometer section 3A and 3B of the federal government's signature project. He commended President Bola Tinubu's commitment to the coastal highway dates back over 27 years since his time as governor of Lagos State.
Part of the architecture of President Bola Tinubu on our roads is that the solar light is going to be CCTV. And we're going to have rest houses where they will stay to watch over. And our response time will be like 10 minutes if anything is happening on the road. We are excavating over 20 meters of bad soil, throwing it away. You can see the mountains of it by the size, and then replacing it, with good. So it's a good intention. It means that the contractor has good intention. It means that this road is going to last. And as much as rigid pavement with reinforcement, yet we must get the concrete, very, very well.
The managing director of High-Tech Africa, Danny Abud, gives assurances that the company will deploy additional manpower and equipment to ensure timely completion of the sections under a 36-month contract.
We are finalizing and mobilizing our ventures to come and start venturing sand in that vicinity, so we can fast track the process and make sure that we will link the road before the upcoming rainy season. We would like to achieve as much as we can this time around. We are committed, as we said, to work day and night. The team will be starting to mobilize starting Wednesday, and as I told you, by next week, Monday, the upper week Monday, we will have the teams working in Calabar and in Uyo fully 24/7.
The project is described as one that will promote tourism and create job opportunities.
This country, we are going to leave it even for our own children. And they will walk on this road one day. They may not even remember Dave Umai. Perhaps they will remember the picture of the president because it's part of the national conversation. How would they even remember me that we are encouraging and pushing and telling all Nigerians to support this project, support what is good? No one has asked anybody in Nigeria not to have an alternative viewpoint. But there comes a time in the history of a nation where the conversation must be intelligent, the conversation must be patriotic, and the conversation must be for the development and the growth of the country.
We're happy with what the president is doing. And we believe that the only way we can pay Aswaju Ahmed is to give him 100% of the person. And it's achievable. Because our governor is doing very well too. So with the combination of what he's doing in Cross River State and what the governor is doing, we are going to deliver it to 100%.
For the Calabar axis, the project carries significant potential. It is expected to boost trade and logistics by improving access to markets, ports, and coastal communities.
The Minister of Works, Senator Dave Umahi, has in the meantime terminated the contract awarded to Raycon Construction Nigeria Limited for the rehabilitation of the critical Calabar-Itu Highway, describing the project as definitely beyond the capacity of the company. He made the announcement during his other routine inspection tour of that project.
The Minister of Works, Mr. Dave Umahi, is on a routine inspection of the rehabilitation of the Calabar-Itu Highway being handled by Raycon Construction Nigeria Limited. But what he sees falls short of expectations. To avert further deterioration, he announces the termination of the contractor, declaring that the Calabar-Itu road is one of the worst in the country, which could compromise logistics for the flagship Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. He immediately deploys another contractor for emergency intervention.
Our agreement states that where there is inability of the client to fund a project, the contract may be terminated mutually. And so I'm asking the Director of Works, PAM Secretary is here, to issue a stop work order on record, effective today. The section of 2.7 kilometer of Jelobeja, which started from where CCC ended, you can see that only the binder was done to a point, and you see that everything was done up to base course on the other second carriageway. So they have to add it to their work to put wearing and then put binder and wearing on the other carriageway. And so that is going to be an emergency procurement, but they need to start work immediately.
Defending the company's performance, Raycon's managing director Saki Gabriel says the firm remained on site throughout the rainy season to attend to emergencies such as gully erosion, while also contending with constant heavy traffic, as well as unresolved compensation and relocation issues in nearby communities.
We made sure that we were on site all the way through the rainy season because this is a very important road, and as you can see, the volume of traffic. So we were quick to fix any problematic areas. Also, the gully erosion, as he mentioned, it was actually encroaching into the road. So we dealt with it during the rainy season, which normally costs more, but we knew it's the best option for this particular road because it's the only connection.
The Federal Controller of Works in Akwa Ibom State, Okoduwa Vincent, provides other details about the project.
So far, he's doing more of drainage, he's doing earthwork on one carriageway, which is about 8 meters for now, and the line drain has commenced line drain, and he has done over 400 meters. We have also experienced a ravine, which in the past has actually led to some of these trucks and vehicles falling into those ditches. So he has commenced work on those ravines. He's doing more of the filling at that ravine.
The 9.7-kilometer stretch, an intervention segment originally withdrawn from Julius Berger and reassigned to Raycon, has deteriorated into a major nightmare for motorists.
Watching Newsroom series on Channels Television. Coming up, the federal government reaffirms its commitment to stronger agricultural value chains. Please stay with us. Welcome back as we continue to cover for you the South-South region of the country on Newsroom series today. Now, in a renewed call for action and a bold reaffirmation of Nigeria's commitment to the rebuilding of its agricultural backbone, as the federal government once again emphasizes its determination to strengthen and modernize the country's food systems. That commitment took center stage in Calabar, the Cross River State capital, during the Agroecological Zonal Workshop of the Nigeria Sustainable Agricultural Value Chain for Growth Program, AGRO, an ambitious federal government initiative supported by the World Bank to transform food production, empower smallholder farmers, and raise national productivity.
For decades, agriculture shaped the nation's identity from its rice fields and cocoa belt to oil palm estates and cassava hubs. Despite abundant natural assets, farmers, processors, and rural communities still battle challenges that slow growth, such as poor infrastructure, limited access to finance and inputs, weak markets, and climate-related threats.
Let's have another person. Okay.
It is against this backdrop that Cross River State is collaborating with the federal government to host farmers, agribusiness leaders, policymakers, and development partners from the South-South for the Agro-Zonal Workshop, a comprehensive intervention aimed at overhauling Nigeria's food systems.
We are here to actually consult stakeholders, validate, review what the technical working group of this program has been putting up together as the budget component, so that we carry out the actual stakeholders in the design, and so that we change how we do things and ensure the program has sustainable impact.
As part of its contribution to the value chains, Cross River State is working to build a stronger, more efficient agricultural value chain while tackling challenges like insecurity, high input costs, and limited farmland.
So we are engaging the people to see if their thoughts will align with ours and to see what changes can be made both in the structure of the financing and whatever inputs and whatever assistance farmers can get and processing industries can get to be able to get more sustainable and more profitable agricultural advantages.
We've had a number of discussions today, and we're looking forward to ensuring that we also not just produce products that we can get and use, but to also make sure that these crops, these fruits, are preserved.
Meanwhile, the business community is calling for transparency, accountability, and stronger collaboration to ensure that agro delivers lasting impact.
When the government starts with smaller farmers by financing the inputs, financing the equipment, helping to clear the land, then the bigger farmers will come and say, okay, I'll put a mill here, I'll put a processing facility here. I will guarantee buying all of this stuff. So it brings the synergy together, thereby both the small and the big and the government benefit.
A communique issued at the end of the workshop is expected to guide the next phase of implementation and shape the future of agricultural development under the AGRO program.
The Nigerian Navy says intervening in the health of residents within its operational areas remains a key non-kinetic strategy to strengthen citizen engagement and deepen civil-military relations. The executive officer of the forward operating base, Bunny, made this known during a free medical rhapsody, as they call it, for residents and traders. While conducting the outreach at the Bunny Auto Modern Market, Commander Mustafa explained that keeping communities healthy ensures they can continue supporting the Navy's operations, especially in an economy where many people cannot access proper medical care. while the benefiting traders expressed their gratitude to the Navy for the gesture.
Nigerian Navy carry out civil-military cooperation activities which are geared towards strengthening its relationship with the general public. It is one of the kinetic strategy for strengthening citizen engagement and deepening civil-military relationship. This is aimed at demonstrating the love the Nigerian Navy Forward Operating Base Bonny has for the host community within its area of operations. It is pivotal that the people in these communities are in good health to be able to provide ongoing support for the base. Noting the current state of the economy, many people suffering from various ailments hardly seek proper medical care, necessitating the need for the base to embark on this medical rhapsody.
When we got the information yesterday that social group are coming to give us free medical, we are very happy and we accept them, and we can see their treatment. They are treating us. They are giving us treatment free of charge. In fact, we are very happy. We are happy to see that the Navy put themselves together and come and treat the market people. Market is not a place that you can see 4 or 5 people. It's a nation. Market is a nation. Different type of tribe is in the market, and we are over more than 5,000 members. So treating those type of people free of charge, in fact, we'll say, may God continue to keep them, may God continue to empower them to go other community to do the same in Jesus' name.
The movement for the survival of the Ogoni people, MOSAP, has appealed to Ogoni youth to support ongoing dialogue with the federal government on the possible resumption of oil production in that area. A MOSAP leader, Fegalo Nsuke, made the call during a youth dialogue on natural resources management in Port Harcourt, where the youth issued a communique calling for the unbundling of OML 11, full inclusion in negotiation processes, and concession of an oil block for youth development. He stressed that while historical grievances remain valid, Ogoni must move beyond past confrontations to secure development benefits. Also speaking, the president of the Ogoni Brain Trust Foundation, Dr. Teddy Bagia, urges stakeholders to prioritize collective interest over personal gain, describing the ongoing dialogue by the federal government as a rare generational opportunity.
We are not saying that we are no longer demanding or making the demands that we used to make. If you've seen the report that was submitted to Mr. President, you will see that it largely captured most of the things that we've asked for. But what will be more important is the process of implementation. Because the report itself is not beneficial until it is put into action, until it's implemented. So the report is not everything, but as we move, as we progress, we will get into a phase of implementation. I would like everyone to give this initiative a chance. Are you with me? Yes. If there is anything we do not like, we have the channels to register our displeasure, and we will do so.
We have the rain, we have the sun. We have a tableland. You can plant seed of corn on the road that is not tarred, on the road, and it will germinate and grow. Am I lying? No. Am I lying? No. How can you come from a place like that and you become a poor man? How? Tell me. That's the reason myself, my humble self, I was one of those who took the initiative that we will have to go and approach the president of this country that we cannot live on massive wealth and we are dying of hunger. Except element local government where you have some industries that are not even caring for the people.
Finally, the Niger Delta Development Commission has inaugurated the main and local organizing committees for the second edition of the Niger Delta Games. Speaking at a press brief inauguration ceremony at the NDDC headquarters in Port Harcourt, the Commission's Executive Director, Finance and Administration, Boma Yaye, charges them to surpass the achievements of the maiden edition of the Sports Fiesta held in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State in April 2025. Yaya, who is the chairman of the main organizing committee, says the 2026 Niger Delta Games built for Benin, the Edo State capital, will unearth new champions for the international stage. The games are expected to kick off on 20th February 2026.
We want to harness the best of the best. We want to give opportunity to young ones, youths, engage them through the power of sports, so that tomorrow we'll become champions like I have on my right. That's what we want to do. We have started the process. In 2025, it was applauded all over the country because it was the first of its kind in the entire country, apart from the usual National Sports Festival being hosted by the Federation. This one was a regional sports, and it's the first of its kind, and we did very well. So we're excited to be back, and I do hope that all of us that have been nominated to be members of the main organizing committee will put in their best.
Olympic wrestling champion Daniel Igali, who is the current commissioner for sports in Bayelsa State, commended the NDDC for its sports development drive in the Niger Delta.
Let me, on behalf of commissioners in the Niger Delta and all stakeholders in sports, appreciate the efforts of the NDDC and the organizers in the event of the NDDC Games that took place last year. It was historic and will become pace setters. In a time where virtually every zone now has a development commission, it appears we have taken the leap in sports and everyone is following our footsteps now. But from what we saw, we couldn't really match what we put on ground in Rio. We're hoping that the second edition will be better. We're hoping that it will be more memorable. And as the years go on, especially as this is going to be an annual or biannual event, as you may decide, that we'll continue to develop sports to the wishes and aspirations of Niger Deltans.
And that's where we leave it on Newsroom Series today. Thank you for watching. I'm Olumide Macaulay.